What's good, guys? JTarf here with another video for you. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Wednesday. It is a beautiful Wednesday. Got another video for you here today. Kind of like one of the videos you've seen on the channel previously. A couple videos ago, I did the top 3 things I hate about the Mclaren 570S. This one's going to be kind of similar, but it's going to be the top 3 things I think actually make the 570S. You know, it's a fantastic car. I've had it for probably about a year now, almost a year. Yeah, it's been fantastic. You know, minor things that I can complain about. Overall, it's been an amazing car. Probably soon I'll do an official review of the car, kind of going over everything I liked, everything I didn't like, any problems with the car, anything that I absolutely loved about the car. But yeah, let's get into the video. So for the first thing, I think that makes the Mclaren such an amazing car, I think it's going to be the aerodynamics of the car. I'm sure most of you know if you're familiar with Mclaren. They're pretty known for being performance oriented, kind of doing every little thing that they can to enhance the performance of the car. And you know, if you haven't seen one up close, there's a lot of things that you really don't notice. Like up front, for the first thing, is going to be the front splitter and lip. You know, they have certain curves, certain angles, and Mclaren always talks about how everything with their front splitters and lips and diffuser and side gills, everything like that is all going to be for performance enhancing. I mean, starting from the front, the first thing you're going to see is that really aggressive front splitter, front lip. Also, like the minor lines in the hood could be more for looks, but you know, Mclaren does say it does help with the aerodynamics of the car. The door sill is actually completely hollow, so that's going to be for aerodynamics. You also got the 2 side vents that you guys can see in there. So the spoiler that I have is actually aftermarket. It doesn't come in a stock Mclaren. I think the Mclaren does have an MSO one that you can order now. Mine's actually the Novatech one. So it is an aftermarket one. I don't know if it helps with any type of aerodynamic performance, anything like that, but it does look good. I think it's the best looking one you can get for the car. Obviously the rear diffuser here, super aggressive. If you guys can see in there as well. Yeah, so kind of like the little things you don't really see about Mclaren unless you get to kind of look at one really close up, get to know one. So that's going to be the first thing I think that makes Mclaren such an amazing brand, such an amazing car, especially the 570S in particular. I know the 720S has all the active aerodynamic stuff like that. That's a whole different level. You know, hopefully one of these upcoming years I can make myself to get a 720. I do have something else on my eye right now, which may be coming to the channel soon, so keep an eye out for that. The second thing I think is going to be one of the top 3 things that makes Mclaren such an amazing car: performance of the car. You know, for the price you're paying, I think entry level is about $191. Not a base model, but kind of like the beginning price before packages and everything like that. And you know, it is a twin turbo V8. So it isn't an NA like my old car, which is something to get used to. You know, the power on these things is really incredible. It says that this has 570 horsepower. It was dynoed a little bit more, I believe. So a lot of people worry about traction and stuff like that. Personally, I haven't had any traction issues. I still have the Pirelli, I think they're P0s, I believe. Yeah, I still have the Pirelli P0s on. They don't have full life. I'd say they're probably about like 60 life on the rears. I still don't have any traction issues. Keep in mind, this car was said to go 0 to 60 in, I think it was 3.1. A bunch of guys who have the car completely stock, they were actually able to run 2.9 and pretty consecutively as well. I think they threw on, I think it was R88Rs for their tires. They did have upgraded tires, but the car was completely stock. And I know with tune and downpipes, I've been talking with DME. What I've been told is you can get about 100, 150 wheel horsepower from just a tune and downpipes. So this car does run, I think, a low 10-second quarter mile, maybe mid 10-second quarter mile. And you know, a bunch of guys are doing the upgraded tires, the tune, the exhaust, downpipe, stuff like that. And they're getting in the consecutive mid to higher 9s, which is actually really incredible for a car at this price point. It's really something that if you haven't driven, and I'm not just saying this, guys, I'm not just saying this at all. The Mclaren truly is such a different car to drive. It's honestly such a truly different driving experience. You know, I had the F80 M3, which is twin turboed. Obviously can't compare it to this, but I had the R8, which was an NAV10. It was straight piped. I do miss the sound of the car a lot more, the R8, but this car blows the R8 out of the water completely, performance-wise. I did have the V10, so not the V10 Plus. So I guess you can kind of argue with that with me on that one. You know, I've seen people race a stock Huracan with a stock 570S. The 570S blows them out the water, especially with being rear-wheel drive. Their launch control is absolutely insane. Performance is just completely outstanding on these cars. Obviously, if you guys don't know, the 720 is, I think, one of the fastest production cars you can get without having to buy a hypercar. So McLaren obviously knows what they're doing as far as speed and race and everything like that. But that's going to be number 2 on my top 3 things that I think are best about the McLaren 570S. All right, guys, this is going to be the last thing, personally, that I think is number 1 on the list for top 3 things about the McLaren 570S. I mean, come on. Let's see if you guys can guess here before I talk about it. You guys, I think we all know, you can't not smile without lifting up these doors. Come on. Sorry, Huracan owners. Sorry, Ferrari owners. But McLaren might have you beat look-wise, especially with the doors. The one thing that everybody notices. Last thing is going to be the looks of the 570S. Such an exotic-looking car. Every time I get up in the morning, every time I come out to drive this car, biggest smile on my face ever. I mean, who can't complain with doors like this? Obviously, it's got the doors that everybody wants. Personally, I never thought I'd own a car that have the doors go up. There aren't many cars on the market that actually have doors like this, other than McLaren, obviously. You know, you have the Aventador, which is $600,000, unless you want a 2012 or 13, which I'm not a fan of older cars. Personally, that's just my 2 cents. I'd rather have something newer and cheaper than something older and a little bit more expensive. And instantly, whenever you're in public, whenever you go to car show, doors go up, people are attracted to it. People want to know what it is. People think it's something crazy exotic. You know, I've had a bunch of people ask me, oh, is it a P1? Is it a Senna? Blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, I'll be at the lake hanging out and people will walk by and they'll say, oh, look at the P1, look at the P1, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, this is a budget-friendly supercar for, I think MSRP was $226 on mine. You really can't beat it. And how aggressive the car looks. I personally think McLaren does such an amazing job with making such, it is dirty, don't hate. It is such an aggressive looking car. When I was looking for a new car, I wasn't a big fan of the McLarens at all. I was actually thinking about going Huracan at first. Went for this. I love it. I mean, it's such an amazing car, performance-wise, look-wise. You know, you see people with Ferraris and Huracans and whatnot driving around going to car shows, and, you know, people are, oh, it's Lambo, oh, it's Ferrari. Not a lot of people know about these yet. I know they're starting to get more popular now, especially as price drops and whatnot. But that was another thing that kind of set me apart with, or that really made me attracted to McLaren, is people see it, they want to see more of it. You know, I go to shows, I go in public. This car gets all the attention. And, you know, with the looks and everything, with that being said, this may be, McLaren in general, may be one of the best looking supercars I think the car industry has ever seen. Keep in mind, I'm just talking about looks right now. Before I get all blasted on cum stuff, purely looks. No one, not one single soul, not one single soul has complained about doors like these. No one. Unless you're a hater and you don't like me or you don't like someone else behind, no one's complaining about these doors. Love it or hate it. No, there is no love it or hate it. You love it. The doors are insane. And it sets such a standard for car shows and cars. And honestly, I don't know how I'm ever going to go back to not having these doors. If I do sell it, possibly. The aggressiveness, how low it is, how sleek it is, the contrast of the colors, everything. It takes the top. You know, you can complain about whatever, reliability, sound, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, this is a beautiful car. Check out the interior too. You got the Bowers-Wilkins upgraded seat, or upgraded sound system. You come in here. Yes, it's absolutely filthy. Such an amazing carbon fiber finish steering wheel. inside and out. Such a beautiful car. You get the leather, the suede, the Alcantara, all carbon fiber up and down. Completely digital dash. Bada bing, bada boom. You got cool doors, you got a beautiful car. That is gonna be my top 3 things of the McLaren 570S. Maybe in the future I'll make a review kind of on the whole car, how it was. I've had it for about a year now, like I said. Maybe I'll make a review kind of how it was daily driving it, since I do daily drive it. Maybe I'll make a review inside and out, kind of like a longer in-depth video. But yeah, that's gonna be my top 3 things about the McLaren 570S. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Probably have another video here for you in the next couple days. Stay safe, stay healthy. We're almost done with coronavirus. If you're like me, I cannot wait to get out. I'm so ready to be back to normal. And stay tuned for another video soon. We got an exciting one coming up. Gonna be something a little bit different. And we'll see you guys next video.